trying to catch up on Hitchcock now, and I have 11 films I'm trying to watch today. That's too many films in one day, even for me. But I've made it through five. Um, so I'm pausing because these five were all silents, and the next ones are all talkies. Two of them are shorts, though, so it's really like I have four films and two shorts left to watch. We'll see what happens. I don't need sleep. I've had a lot of coffee. So these are the Hitchcock silents that I watched today. These are not all of his silents, but they are the ones I watched today. This would be 1927's The Ring, and it is about a boxer in a carnival who becomes the sparring partner for a famous boxer. That famous boxer then tries to steal his girlfriend. Obviously, shenanigans ensue. There's beautiful visual images. There's the visual language in this film is beautiful and definitely sets the tone for the way in which Hitch will play with imagery in his later films. You can already see that he's going to be a very, very image-heavy filmmaker. It does not yet, though, have sort of the kind of plots that we're used to in Hitch. But this definitely feels like a late-era silent film plot. The next film I watched was Downhill, which was actually from a play co-written by Ivor Novello, who was the star. I enjoyed this one a lot. This is about a man who he and his friend get mixed up with they're in boarding school. They're not quite in Oxford yet. And they get mixed up with a lower class woman. And then she's pregnant and says that it was one of them. And he knows it's not him, but he's not going to squeal on his friend because his friend's going to lose his scholarship to Oxford. And then his life goes downhill after that. And all the women are terrible pretty much in this movie. But basically, women are terrible and parents will kick you out for everything. And the only way that gentlemen apparently can make money once they've been kicked out of school is to become gigolos. So, if you need to drop out of school, just become a gigolo. You'll be fine. Find Richard Gere. You'll get some tips. I like Novello. I think he has a really great presence on screen, and he really just makes me think of like new romantic musicians of the 80s, like early 80s, and I just want to like plop him. I want to make a fan edit with like Bauhaus music or something. The next one I watched was 1928's The Farmer's Wife. This is a straight up comedy about a man who becomes widowed and his adult daughter marries. And so he decides he needs to get remarried. It reminded me a lot of Buster Keaton's Seven Chances, and then he keeps asking all these women, and they keep turning him down. And what he doesn't realize is that the woman, this is not like Seven Chances, this part, but the woman that was really meant for him is the one that's been under his nose the whole time. And it feels the least Hitchcockian of all of these, but it has some really great moments of comedy in it. The next one I watched, going back in time, is 1927's The Lodger. Yes, believe it or not, I have never seen The Lodger. I can't believe it's taken me so long to see this film. This was definitely the best of all these films that I saw, and maybe up there for top Hitchcock films in general for me. It's so beautiful, and definitely on that level of like Sunrise and The Big Parade and some of those late era silent films, Metropolis, that use insane set design and really inventive visuals to tell the story, and not reliant on intertitles really at all. It's back with Ivor Novello, and he is a lodger in London, and there is a serial killer loose. The very opening shot is a screaming blonde woman. It's like the original Hitchcock blonde, and he moves into this place, and the killer is killing women closer and closer to this place, and so the people who live there think maybe he's the killer, and you have to find out. For a while, you as the viewer don't know if he's the killer or not either, which is fascinating. It's based on a novel. I need to track that down. Just gorgeous visuals, gorgeous. There's that very famous shot of the people walking over glass to get that. And there's a lot of zooms and things that Hitch uses in later films, and that obviously that famous like looking right into the camera thing. This is just a gorgeous film, bittersweet and dark, and definitely the first like real Hitchcockian of the Hitchcock films. Um, and then the final film I watched was The Manxman, another one where you can't trust women. There's two boys. They are in love with the same woman. One of them goes off to make money in Africa. He dies, but then he doesn't actually die. But while he's off, maybe dead, maybe not dead, the friend that's supposed to be watching his girlfriend for him, they have an affair because that's what happens. And then he comes back and he's like, "Let's get married." And the other guy is like, "Oh, woman, just go away. We made a promise. We need to stick to it." And she's just like, "The fuck?" And I actually related. I think the woman character in this is she's the most honest to everything. Like, she fell in love with this other guy, and she's like, let's get married. Like, fuck this guy. It doesn't matter. And they're like, promises. And then she has to like have this kid that's with the man that she had to marry, who's not the person that she loves and not the father of the kid, and they keep blaming her for all these things, and she's just like, why didn't you just listen to me and let me marry the guy that I was really in love with? That's the film I saw, anyways. And this was his final silent film. Those were the silent films I watched. I'm heading into talking territory. I've seen a few of these early 30s ones, but not the ones clearly that I'm about to watch. It is almost 7 o'clock. Can I get the rest of these films in before I go to bed? I don't know. We'll see what happens. These were 5 Hitchcock silents. You can watch 4 of them on Watch TCM until Wednesday. You can watch The Lodger on Filmstruck. Definitely worth checking out. All the Hitchcock, all the time.